Sup, yo? I'm talking about the human body today. Yeah, how about I start off with the digestive system? What happens first is like you eat something. Like a moose. We'll say a moose. Yeah. What it does is the saliva gets in, like it comes in through your cheeks and stuff, and like it makes the food all mushy and stuff. Like so, like it like breaks down those molecules. Yeah, it breaks them down. So what happens after you do that? After you chew and stuff, you put it through your esophagus. The esophagus? Of course, the esophagus. What happens after it goes through the esophagus? It goes into your stomach. There's a whole lot of acid in there. A lot of acid. I mean, like a lot of acid, like addiction acid. No, not like an addiction acid. Acid, like breaking down food even more. And after the stomach, it goes into the small intestine. Now, the small intestine breaks it down even more with these little, like, thingamajiggers. It goes like that, and they break down the food, turning it in, like, they're using all the energy. They're taking the energy in, they're using the waste out. Like, they're pushing it that way. They're like, push! So after the, like, small intestine, it goes right into the big intestine. Large intestine, it's like, what happens is, like, it goes through. It's just, it goes into the large intestine. This is where, like, the electrolytes and the water get taken out. They're like a big rubber band or a big suction cup, like weird. Okay, I don't really know how to explain it, but like after that, it goes like, you know, like through the big intestine, going through the big intestine. Well, solid waste is stored in the rectum and until it is excreted or via the anus. What's an anus? I'm not answering that question. Okay, so the respiratory system. Respiratory system. Now, the organs that we use the most in this, well, the respiratory system itself is the nose, the trachea, and the lungs, yo. So what happens is you take air in, okay, and it goes through your trachea, which is like right here, and it goes into your lungs, and inside your lungs you have a whole bunch of like E. coli. What those do is it takes in oxygen and it supplies it to your bloodstream, because we all know without oxygen, I mean, like, you know how you die? A little bit. So what happens is it supplies it to your heart. It goes through E. coli and it goes into your blood. And that supplies it to the heart. It supplies it to your heart. So that way we have oxygen running through our body 24/7. But with too much oxygen, you can pass out. Oh wow, I feel kind of lightheaded. Thus, the respiratory system. Okay, so now on to muscular. See that? There's muscles in there. Well, somewhere. Okay, so the muscles are connected to the bone. This enables movement. This helps with the skeletal system, but we'll get to that later. But like, what happens is when the muscle, am I pointing to myself? So when the muscle is worked on, it tears, and then what happens is it gets built back up. So the more it tears and gets built back up, you know, the stronger you get. Now to the skeletal! Now the skeletal system is a little less complex. I mean, what it does is it's just your bones. It's just your bones. So without the skeletal system, then we wouldn't have the muscular system. So what happens is if we didn't have the muscular system, we wouldn't have the skeletal system, because the muscular system wouldn't have anything to do with the cellular system. You gotta understand what I'm saying here. I'm talking really fast. I'm really sorry about that, but whatever. What happens is if we didn't have bones, we would be like a big puddle of pudding. Big puddle of pudding. Okay, so, and we don't want to be big puddles of pudding, so we had bones. Someone or something or whatever, maybe we just went like that, made us into non-pudding like structures. Well, I mean, like, I'm pudding, but just because I'm fat. Okay, so now you get the point. Skeletal system. Yeah. Urinary. Alright, so you have the main things about the urinary system is the kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, the urethra, and the sphincter. Yeah, so what happens is the kidneys, they filter out all of the stuff, like the final things that you need, and they just pull them out, like. Okay, so then the liquid that it doesn't need flows down the ureters, okay, and it goes into the bladder. Okay, the bladder. Okay, so the bladder, and then you have the sphincter, which is this little tube, and then you have the urethra. Okay, so what happens is, like, you know, you really gotta pee, and then urinary system, nervous system. Now the nervous system is very complex. I mean, first of all, you have the brain. So the brain has brain waves, which means it sends waves through your body to tell me what to do. Oh, except for that. Okay, so, well, what it does is, like, I can pinch myself and I can feel it. It's not me hurting right there, it's me hurting my own brain. The nervous system also has to do with your spinal cord. Because inside the casing of the shell where the actual cord is, the spinal cord, that's the place that runs to your feet and your arms, and that's where all your nerves come from, like from inside your body to your brain, which develop the feeling of pain or cold or hot. Get where I'm going? Well, I would like to thank you for watching. That's all I really have about the human body for itself. Like, I only have the systems. I don't really know, like, I mean, like, you got the skin, the epidermis, and you have, like, your organs and stuff, I'm pretty sure you know. I don't really have to explain that because that all I had to do with the systems. Yes, no.